Greetings, everyone. This is She Speaks Life with Laquisha Robinson. So, right now, we're going to talk about being aware of the people that are in your life, okay? Now, it's very vital and very important for our growth that we understand the company that we keep. Also, it's very important that as we're growing on our journey and as we are obtaining everything that God has for us, that the universe has for us, everything that's here to help us prosper and be the best us, right? So we have to understand those people who also are sent on our pathway. Keep in mind that as you journey, people are meant to come and aid. People are meant to come and assist you. Sometimes people in your life will be long term. Sometimes people will be short term. But I want to make a very clear point, and I make it before, and I keep doing it because the more that you understand this and the more that you take it in, the better you're going to see your life expanding, and you're going to see the expansions that take place. Okay. So it is very important for us to come into who we are, because as we come into who we are able to recognize gifts that come to us. Now, we can be very knowledgeable in a lot of things, okay? But right now I'm talking about a spiritual on our spiritual journey and our spiritual walk, because no matter how much knowledge we have, no matter how much truth we have, if we're not operating along with the knowledge and truth that we have spiritually, then we're still disconnected and we're at a disadvantage. Think of how powerful it is and how powerful it will be if you have knowledge of self, knowledge of who you are, where you come from, what you're supposed to be doing as your original person, alongside with the spiritualness that comes with it, okay? So be mindful, you all, of the work that must continue to take place in us, because it's not enough to be book smart, or not enough to have enough information to fill us up for the rest of our lives and serve several other people in the area of being wise and having knowledge and wisdom about who they are. But if we lack to connect with that spiritual side, then we are going to fail, even though we're meant to prosper. Now, the work is identifying who I am and letting go of things that I'm not. As we hold on to things that's of a low vibration, it stops us from being who we are. So if I'm unable to let go of hurt or hate or envy or jealousy, I'm not going to be able to tap into the spiritual part of me that I need to tap into. I'm not going to be able to feel and to sense and to know as I should. See, we have to be careful of different tactics that stop us from becoming and from being our best selves, right? Because when we don't, we literally shut down the spirit side of us, and we can be so knowledgeable and book smart, but if we lack the spiritual part, we're going to fail. Because how about you're supposed to connect the book smart, the book wisdom, the book knowledge on top of the spiritual side, so now these two can coincide, which further will birth what you're supposed to do and what you're meant to do on this earth realm and in this earth realm. Which also leads me to say, we cannot treat everybody the same, okay? I don't care, your co-worker, friends, bosses, whoever they may be to you. You have to start recognizing gifts, because everybody is not called to you. So let me explain what that means a little bit. Let's say you're on your job, okay, and you work with several different people, but out of this group of people, you feel really connected and drawn to two of them, right? If you are a spiritual being, and if you are operating on a spiritual level and you sensitive, okay, to the spirit and to the things that's going around you, you're going to be able to understand, while you're treating everybody with the same respect you want to be treated with, in the midst of you you are two people that connect and vibe with you. So you're going to begin to seek out and say, okay, Spirit, what is this? Why am I feeling this way with them? Or show me that. And that is if you don't know, because some people are so sensitive so they can actually know why they are connected with or to another person. Okay, and I'm going to say something else about that. Also, I want you to understand the types of connections. Okay, and I'll go into more details about that in another video at another time. But briefly, I'm going to speak on it. Be wise to know what are your connections with the people that you feel a vibe for. Do you have a spiritual connection where you know this person is to help you grow, build, and be prosperous in who you are? Okay, and so if you're understanding this, then you know what category to put people in. If you just vibing with somebody on a intimate level, okay, and I don't mean like, oh, we love each other intimate, but in a way to where some people will say, man, I just want to do this for a minute or for one time. What is the energy, okay, between you and the other people? And then you have to understand just understanding different energies and why you're drawn to another person and to another place. And if you are evolved enough and you understand enough, you will honestly know why a person is coming to you, why you're being drawn to a person. And I also want to say this. I know you all hear me say about evolving so that we are able to be our best self. And when we're connecting with people, connect with people who are going to help uplift us, who are going to encourage us, who are going to inspire us. But I also want you all to consider being the person that is also offering aid and assistance to other people, okay? And again, I'll expound about this in another video at a later time. But being able and being aware of your abilities to also speak into people's life and to also be able to change other people's lives. You don't want to be a person where everybody is just pouring into you and giving to you, and you're not able to give and help other people grow. Now, we all have different ways in which we're able to give and which we're able to contribute, and I want to say I feel blessed because one of my ways is that I'm very spiritual, so I'm able to help a lot of people in that way, and I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful. But you may have other people who are able to just give knowledge to people. The person may be stuck in a situation, and a person with knowledge and wisdom will come along and say, look, if you do this, it's going to change your life. If you do this, it'll help you get out of that rut. So whatever it is, whatever your abilities are, use those to be a blessing to other people, just as people are going to be a blessing to you. Also, let me add this. When we're talking about, like me, I consider myself as a person who is able to help people get from one stage of their life to the next stage in their lives, and I know that I'm called to do this, okay? Along with the gifts that I share, I also understand, or the gifts that I have to share, I also understand along with that comes me operating in patience, endurance, and me having understanding. I can't claim to help people or be a certain way for people if I don't always want to exemplify or put into practice patience. Now, we don't always deal with people that may be so easy to work with, but you have to understand from where a person's mindset is, from the challenges that they have faced. All of this is going to play a factor in what they're grasping, what they're obtaining, and I want you to be encouraged. Don't give up on a person, and I also want you to know, just because it takes them a minute to get something or to understand something, don't think that they won't get it or that they cannot get it. And if you find yourself not being able to any longer pour into a person, then offer them assistance by helping open the door where somebody else may be able to minister to them or to give them the help they need that you weren't able to give, okay? So on this journey, we don't give up on people. We don't throw in the towel on people and say, oh, that's it, I'm done. No, but we are long suffering with people. We're going to keep doing what we do, and we're going to make sure that we keep helping people as we help them. Now, what I mean by saying keep doing what we're doing, like whatever I'm doing in my life, it will not stop because I'm doing also what I'm called to do. While when I'm operating in who I'm supposed to operate in, and this is another very good point, why if you are operating in who you are currently supposed to be operating in, you will be able to aid and assist anybody who needs your aid and assistance and they want it, because we're not going to play with people. That's one thing we're not going to do, because our time here on this earth is valuable and we have a lot of work to do. So we're not going to pour into people who really don't want help. But if you know that a person won't help and you've seen growth and you've seen development, you will still be able to continue to grow and prosper and move in your life yourself, while along helping another person get up out of the rut so that they can go forth, okay? If you are a person who feel like I can't help you because I'm not helping me, if I help you, then that's okay and that's fine. But I want you to understand that as you grow and as you elevate, you will also come to understand that the more you grow and elevate, the more patience you have with you, you'll always also be able to give it to other people. So, and you will understand when you're operating in your gifts are flowing. Your gifts do not stop. Your life does not stop just because you choose to pour into somebody else and help them elevate their life. Okay? Another thing that I'm going to say, you all, is never think that you're better than anybody. Okay, and right now, I guess what I'm doing now is just simply giving out whatever coming to my heart. I'm just sharing it, okay? Never think that you're better than another person, and never think that another person is better than you. Your gifts are no better than my gifts. My gifts are no better than your gifts. Both of our gifts work, whether they're meant to work together or whether they work separately, and we have to discover the people that we are to use to work our gifts with. But at the same time, everything works and flows together, so there's no big I's and there's no little U's. We are all in here together. We are all in here to win it. And just because you may not be compatible with another person in the things that you are doing does not mean that this person is any less valuable or any less important than you. And now I want to caution you all. Be very, very mindful and very, very careful of the things that you're doing and of the things that you are speaking and of the ways that you are operating. This is very important, because if you are not operating in a pure nature and in a pure in your pure self, you are not only opening up yourself for attacks and hurts, but you're also opening up that door for other people that you come in contact with, okay? So be careful, you all. Don't have a high mind. Don't think that you're going to get this way, get here by doing this, and the other, because it's not true. I'm trying to tell you, there is a pathway of I'm going to say righteousness, pureness, that we must walk on in order for us to reach our true destiny. If you're not walking on this path of righteousness, okay, and I'm not being religious, I'm saying righteousness, there is a way that I must walk to obtain what it is that I'm supposed to obtain and to get what I'm supposed to get. And if I go any other way except for the right way, except for learning who I am, operating in my gifts, operating in who I am, I'm going to fail. Even when I think I've reached my highest height, I'm going to fall. Okay? So you all be mindful of that. Be careful of how you tread. Be careful of how you walk. Be careful of the things you're doing, the things you're saying. Be mindful of the people that you are hurting, okay? If you are hurting people, be mindful. Okay, you all be very aware. We're dealing in a time where we are operating between evil and good. Okay, and no matter how much you may think you're positive or think you're going the right way, you need to be sure. We don't have a time to think. We need to be sure if what you're doing, I'm just gonna say it. If what you're doing is promoting love and life and health and understanding, and people are arriving from a low level to a high level, you can rest assured that you are operating as you should. If you are a person who are doing things that continue to bring corruption to society, keep people eyes closed and blind about who they are and what they're supposed to be doing in this earth realm, then you are a person who are not operating in light. Even if you desire to, you're not operating in light, and you're not operating in yourself, and you should not think that you're going to prosper in anything that does not cause light to people. Even when you look at all of these superstars and all of these big people, if you follow their lives, and even the ones before they pass, they share their stories of how they wish they would have never did some of the things they did, got involved in some of the things that they got involved with, and so now they have bound their own selves by their own choices. So as I said before, they didn't live a good life. They didn't live a prosperous life. Most of these people will tell you, if I could redo it over again, I would give everything back and just live how I regularly live, or learn who I am and operate that way. Because when you're operating outside of who you are, there is a price to pay. Okay, you can ask them. Some of them aren't allowed to speak about it. Some of them will speak about it because they're like, hey, it's what's finna happen. It's getting ready to happen, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say it and hopefully warn somebody. So just know, reaching a form of fame in a way that's not uplifting to humanity and not uplifting to humankind will bring destruction to you. If you're hurting other people just so that you can prosper, it's going to bring destruction to you. How we need to operate is through love, kindness, peace, and joy, helping people come out of situations and states that's harmful for them. If I'm operating in a way to prosper myself, I'm obligated, and I have an obligation to you all and to myself to continue to operate in light. I have an obligation to continue to operate in love. Okay, because this is just how it is. Now, I'm going to end this video, but I want to say again, you all, be careful and be mindful of how you treat people, how you operate with people, how you operate around people, because you do not know really who this person is unless you have an enlightened mind, and unless you are sensitive in the realm of the spirit. You don't know who you could be dealing with. Also, be mindful that while you're growing, what things have God and the universe sent in your direction so that it blesses you, so that it helps you further who you are in a positive way. If you're receiving things coming into you that doesn't help you promote the best for humanity, you are not receiving from God and the universe. And you all may not like me to say this or hear me saying it, but I'm going to tell you the truth. If you're anything that you're doing that's not promoting healthiness for yourself or for your community and for the people around you, you are not operating in your highest self. You are not operating in your best self. You are obtaining things in the wrong way, and eventually it will catch up with you. Now, I didn't even mean to come on here and say all of this, but it just came out. So whoever will listen to this, if you feel this is for you and that you needed to hear it, please take heed. As long as there's breath in your body, you still have the opportunity to change. Okay, but be aware of the people that surround you. Be aware of the help that God has sent you, and know the difference between God help and not God help, okay? Because there is a difference. There is a very strong difference from when you're manifesting prosperity in the right way and you're manifesting it in the good way. So you all be mindful of that. Treat everybody how you want to be treated. Don't let your blessings pass you by. And this is another thing, and I'm going to be quiet after I say this. Don't be so stubborn that you refuse to open up for change. We deal with some people that are so stubborn for change, that hate to be wrong, that are scared to be wrong. Have you ever had a situation, let's say, where somebody passed and it hurt you, but it hurt you so much till you shut yourself down so you wouldn't feel the pain, right? And then somebody came along and they began to talk and speak, and before you knew it, you just broke down and cried. And they didn't even necessarily have to be talking about directly the situation that happened with you in the past and of whomever it was you loved. But when it broke you down to cry, it created a release in you. And so that's the same way that it needs to be with people who refuse to be wrong, because there are people who refuse to be wrong. No matter what you tell them, they refuse to be wrong. They have to be right. If things aren't going the way they see it, then nothing will go right and nothing will prosper. They're stubborn, okay? You have to let this go, and you have to be who it is you're called to be. If you need to cry, break down, do what it is, because when you hold a stubbornness in your heart, when you think, oh, I'm hard because I'm acting like this and I'm operating like that, you are hurting and killing yourself slowly. When you refuse to do right because it's right, and you're going to do wrong because you got a point to prove, you're only proving a point to yourself that says, I'm not willing to do what it takes to bring the change that my life needs to see. I'm not willing to do what it takes to cause my life to prosper. I will die standing on something that's wrong because I refuse to let him, her, or them see me go any other way than what I have told them I'm going to go, or than what I have told them that I'm going to do. I will hurt me along with other people just to make sure I stand on what I said. And it's kind of just like when you think about people who join different kind of groups that do bad things, okay? Instead of them saying, man, this wrong, we have to stop, they'll die to the death because they got an image or they got something to prove. But blessed is the man and the woman who are not afraid to say, I messed up, I'm wrong, I've been carrying out this way in my life and it's not right, so I'm going to change this, I'm going to be humble. And I want to share with you, when you do this, you're going to experience the best release that you can ever experience. I'm going to say one of them, because you may have several different experiences, but as you release that hardness, and as you release that stubbornness, and as you release that ego, you are going to be able to embrace and be empowered and begin to really understand and really see. Okay, don't think you know everything because you're book smart. If you can't operate and tap into the spirit and flow in the realm of the spirit, being able to see, being able to operate, being able to function, being book smart won't help you, okay? So I'm going to end this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'm praying at the right time, whoever needs to see this and needs to receive it and take it in, please do so, and then start your journey. Begin to operate in who you are. If there's anybody who have any specific questions on how do you do something, like how do you live a prosperous life, or how do you let go of certain things that it seems like you can't let go of, how do you let go of things that seems to be just traumatizing, any question that you have related to how to prosper in your life and how to be a better you, please feel free to drop the comments below. I'll read them and I'll get back to you all. Right now I can say I'll get back to you all because I'm just starting up my video channel, so I know I'll be able to see what you all are typing to me. Again, we want to live prosperous, we want to grow forth, and we want to go forth, and we want to help as many people as we can that want to go forward. Again, we're not, if you're playing and you just looking for a crutch, we're not doing that. We're evolving, and we're going to be the best us that we can be. Okay, you all, I'm going to end this video. Until next time, remember to operate in love, peace, and joy.